to my channel. I am Heather Chapin and I'm a realtor down here in the beautiful area of Columbia, Lexington, Irmo, Chapin, South Carolina. Powered by Century 21803 Realty. Today we're going to be talking about the differences between Lexington, Irmo, and Chapin. So these are our three main lake towns that a lot of people tend to be interested in. So we're going to touch on the differences between those three towns and what may draw people to them. Before we get started, if you could please like and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And let's jump right on into it. So getting started, the two of the three that have the biggest draw generally tend to be Lexington and Chapin, but not by population necessarily. So Chapin is the smallest of the three towns, with Lexington being the biggest as well. Then comes Irmo, and then comes Chapin. So there is definitely a population difference between the three, but the two that tend to draw the most people relocating into those areas tend to be Lexington and Chapin. And really and truly, I kind of think Irmo is kind of an underdog here because Irmo has a lot going on. So I'd keep my eyes out. I would make a consideration for Irmo. So hear me out throughout the rest of the video. So Lexington is definitely the largest in terms of population as well as landmass. So Lexington's massive. I don't think people realize how far Lexington actually spreads because it is a very, very large in terms of landmass town. Irmo is much smaller as well as Chapin. Lexington is definitely the quickest growing of the three. If you are in my moving to Lexington group, you kind of see that it has a lot of transplants in it. What tends to draw people to Lexington is the amenities that it offers, the schools, and its proximity to Columbia. And then things that draw people to Chapin is going to be, it's still fairly close to Columbia, but it's a little further. It's a good bit further than, say, Lexington or Irmo, but it is relatively close and a fairly easy commute for work. But it's also a little more rural. It's not as populated as Lexington. Irmo is kind of like a balance between the two. It's actually the closest to Columbia than Lexington is, but it's, in my opinion, it's got more amenities than Lexington does, but you know, it's kind of the balance of the two. So Lexington is zoned for Lexington 1 school district, and then Irmo and Chapin are zoned for Lexington Richland 5 school district. So that is two different school districts, so something to keep in mind. If you've been with me a while, you know I can't dive deep into schools telling you if they're good or bad, but I do recommend that you go check out the school report cards, parents' opinions. I highly recommend checking out parents' opinions, as well as greatschools.org, niche.com. Those can give you a little more insights into the schools as well as the school district. So something to keep in mind if that is of importance to you. So another key difference in between the three are home prices. So a lot of people think that Lexington is actually the most costly of the home prices, but generally speaking, Chapin actually has a higher median home price than Lexington. So it's Chapin and then Lexington and then Irmo. So something to keep in mind, Irmo is a good bit more affordable than both Lexington and Chapin. Like pretty substantial difference between the three. So something to keep in mind. If you are a first-time home buyer, Irmo may not be a bad option for you if that is something that you know worth considering. Another key difference, all three of these are on the lake, so they're very similar in that sense. They're lake towns. Lexington is going to have pretty much all of your necessities right there. Lots of shopping, lots of restaurant, lots of things to do, decent amount of retail shopping, but you know, for your bigger entertainment options, you'll have to travel into Columbia. Chapin is going to be a lot more rural. You will have your immediate necessities inside of Chapin. So there's going to be grocery stores, you'll have banks and gyms and restaurants and things like that. But for most of your retail shopping, you are going to have to travel into Irmo or Lexington or Columbia for those retail shopping options. Irmo is going to have pretty much anything that you want or need. But again, if you're wanting bigger entertainment items like the zoo or museums, you will have to travel into Columbia for that. But Irmo has a ton of retail shopping options. The Columbiana Mall's there, you know, they have a plethora of retail shopping options. And then you also have some smaller entertainment items like Dave and Buster's, Frankie's Fun Park, Stars and Strikes, Saluda Shoals, which is a beautiful park. You'll have at the Harbison State Park. So you'll have a lot of options within Irmo as well. So kind of the three key differences between those. Irmo is going to feel pretty populated as well as Lexington, where Chapin, maybe not so much. It's going to feel populated just because they're more congested, like closer together, if that makes sense, because it's just a smaller town in general. Another thing worth considering, going back to your housing options, is Irmo and Chapin are going to have a lot of new construction options. So if you are interested in new construction, Lexington or Chapin may be your best options for that. While there is some new construction in Irmo, it's kind of few and far between. So definitely, if you have your heart set on that, Irmo may not be the best for you. If you are looking for older homes with character on larger lots, Lexington may not be the best option for that. Chapin may not be the best option for that. You will have those options available in both Lexington and Chapin, but they're going to be fewer and far between. A lot of the homes in those areas are going to be newer construction on smaller lots. Now, obviously, there's caveats to that. But Irmo, you're going to have a lot of older homes, a lot of mature neighborhoods on larger lots. So kind of give and take just depending on what you are looking for in an area. With all of this said, they are all fairly close together. They're all along the lake. So they're all fairly similar with just some smaller key differences with, between each town. So if you are interested in moving to these areas, in the description box below is a link which will take you to my Moving to Lexington, Moving to Chapin, and Moving to Irmo Facebook groups, where you can start to learn more about each individual area and which may be a better option for you and your family. Also, if you have any questions that I can help answer, you feel free to drop them in the comments below, or my contact information is also in the description box where you can contact me directly. I'm always happy to answer any questions that I legally can answer. And I'm always available. So until next time, bye.